Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Salty Fundraiser. This is where I answer any of your fundraising questions from friends, clients, family member, and truthfully, strangers on the internet. If you want to have a question to be considered for a future video, please just shoot me an email. And if I have thoughts about it, I would be happy to answer it on the Salty Fundraiser. So today's question actually comes from Melissa. And Melissa says, I have been watching your tutorials on your blog, as well as reading your writing, and it seems like you focus a lot on executive directors instead of fundraising staff. Can you talk to me a little bit about why that is? So first of all, I have clients from all over the place. I have political people that are trying to learn to fundraise for the first time. I certainly have frontline fundraisers, directors of development, that kind of thing. But I do find a lot of the work that I do in coaching and organizational design is directly with the executive director C-suite level. And that I think is for a number of reasons. For me, I often feel like when dysfunctions happen in fundraising organization, it's because leadership doesn't really understand how fundraising is the same and how it's different. And because they very often either don't do fundraising themselves or don't really have any training in fundraising because they're busy being experts in whatever the work of the organization is, that they have unrealistic expectations about how to manage fundraising staff and how to actually do fundraising activities. So I think that executive directors get drawn to my coaching because they want a safe place to actually build some muscle. And from my perspective, I actually feel like it's a very important place to put some emphasis in training around fundraising and getting people used to it, because executive director and board member level are actually some of the best people to make major giving asks and to gauge in that kind of like inner circle fundraising work. So I think it's really important for them to be aware of what it's like to actually go out and do fundraising and what it takes to build prospect plans and what it takes to create calendars, as well as what it takes to create that pipeline of fundraising that often is a little it's unclear sometimes when fundraisers are working sometimes at their hardest and their most skilled to see what's happening, because what they're working on is the relationship. And that's going to be stuff that sets up the next wave of major giving for organizations and truthfully gives a backbone of, mid-level, really dedicated donors. So having executive directors, leadership, board member on that, you're going to hire better if you know what it is involved in fundraising. You're going to manage your fundraising staff better. And truthfully, you're going to raise more money because you're going to be developing an ecosystem which fundraising can act as its healthiest, most wonderful partnership in the work that you're doing. I think having the executive directors and board members really understand what's involved, helps in all sorts of ways. It takes some of the fear and the craziness, and I don't understand what my fundraising staff is doing because it all seems like magic. Takes it out of the mix. You're better at it. And truthfully, I find fundraising quite joyful because it's about relationships and it's about sharing wealth and it's about making good work happen in the world. So if you have a question for the Salty Fundraiser, shoot me an email. If I have anything to say about it, maybe it'll show up on a future video. Thanks.